Don't let these people discourage you. Don't invite them to the conversation. Because I'm going to tell you something. At my peak, none of the people that said that I was going to fail in my family or friends were there to apologize. They're not there to say, congratulations, you did good. So fuck them. Fuck them and their misguided fucking bullshit. Fuck them and their loser mentality. Fuck them and their 9-to-5 working class hero horse shit. Nobody gives a fuck. Okay? Because I'm rising in the morning and I'm laying down at night with not giving a fuck what they think about me. But I'm always in their mouth at the holidays that I'm not around them. And my holidays are fucking sweet. They're memorable. No drama. No bullshit from broke motherfuckers. Now, in the context, it sounds like, well, you're an arrogant piece of shit. Listen to you. You don't know what I'm talking about if you just came into the conversation. The context is there are people that are around you right now. They want to see you fail. They can't wait to see you fail. So they can tell you, if they got balls, to tell you to your face, I told you so. But most likely they're going to go to their friends that are in your circle too and say, I told you it's going to fail. I told you she wasn't going to be able to do it. She'll be here the rest of her life just like us. Don't believe that. Don't fucking believe that for a second. Don't give any room for that shit. When you start feeling that kind of stuff, that's exactly when you go into the fucking charts. Turn some music on that you can study with. Not hard driving music. Something that's, I don't know. I got a couple tracks that I listen to, some playlists on YouTube that I like to play in the background. And they're just like very, very lo-fi, like nothing really energetic, but it's just real, it invites study. Block that shit out. Don't give any room for it. Do not get lost in transition. You have to absolutely know where you're going. Because when people walk in front of you and they try to stop you and say, hey, you're never going to make it, you just sidestep them, walk around them. You don't need to plow over them like I've done in my past. I've done that kind of stuff. I wish I could go back and not do those things. It would have been better if I would have handled myself in a way where whatever the fuck they said, it didn't matter. Because back then it did. It mattered. It hurt. It cut deep. These are supposed to be my fucking friends. These are supposed to be my fucking blood. The people that watch me come up out of diapers and learn how to walk. Me and an aunt and my uncle Stan, who was talking to me when I was 14 years old to teach me how to trade, didn't know what the fuck he was doing, got lucky trading sugar, made some money and bought a condominium down in Ocean City. Big fucking deal. But back then, that was a big deal. But when these people and me, three of us, are the only ones that graduated high school, that's where I came from. That's the fucking pedigree I came from. A contract murderer as a father and a mother that was going to abort me. But my contract murdering father said, if you kill that baby, I'm going to cut your throat ear to ear. And she believed him. Why did she believe him? Because he punched through my grandfather's back door, put his thumb in her mouth, pressing her tongue down, and dragged her through the fucking door, down the back steps, and got her out of there and beat her ass. So when he told her, if you have an abortion, I'm going to cut your throat ear to ear, she believed him. That's why I'm talking to you today. I wasn't supposed to be here. In my mother's eyes. She had just aborted some sibling of mine I'll meet in heaven, literally just a month before I was conceived, by another man. That's the pedigree I came from. I was not born with a silver spoon up my fucking ass. Nobody gave me a handshake and said, I'm going to help you out, make it easier for you. I had to work for it. And by God's grace, he opened my eyes and understanding, placed me into certain circumstances and places where I would be identified and opportunities were laid before me. That sounds like divine intervention to me. Don't give room for the devil. When someone speaks over you saying that you're not going to be able to be successful, you're never going to be able to do this, you're going to fail, you're going to do this. Not today. I ain't got time for it. Got things to study, things I'm planning for. Cast forth a vision. Write it down, make it clear, and stick to it every single day. Don't deviate. Refine it. Don't abandon it. If you don't do these things, folks, you're inviting that spirit of failure to come right into your life. And as hard as things are about to get, maybe they are right now for some of you, I was looking at the bag of Cool Ranch Doritos, my youngest son. He loves these things. I wish he wouldn't eat them, but it's one of his vices, so I let him have them once in a while throughout the week. I looked at the bag of it last night. It was sitting on the table in the dining room. I was getting ready to go off and say, why'd you leave this on the table? And I saw the price on it, $6.99 for the bag. $6.99. Now, at first, when I looked at it, it didn't make any impression on me. Like, who gives a fuck? It's $7. And I sat down and I was listening to a YouTuber I like listening to. He's a homesteader. And I looked at that price again. I was like, wow. I'm listening to this homesteader guy. He's talking about how things are expensive for him. So that put me in a state of mind. I'm thinking about it through his eyes. And then I saw that price for $6.99 for a bag of Doritos. And I'm thinking, wow. I remember when these things were like $1.60. Now they're $7. I mean, I'm old, but I mean, it doesn't feel like it's been that much time. So imagine if things get even more expensive, and meat and steak and chicken, all that's going to get even more expensive. I told my students 2 years ago, beef prices are going to keep going up. We're not done. And they keep going up. Steak's going to be more expensive. Oh, you're full of shit, ICT. I'm done. I'm not coming back to this mentorship. Fast forward to 2022. Email box. ICT, I'm an asshole. Forgive me. Everything you said's happening. It's frustrating, man. It's frustrating. And you don't want to invite this spirit of failure in when everything is becoming increasingly difficult. I have children that did not listen to me when they were younger to learn how to do this. You would think, just like all of you identify who I am, you would think, seeing how we live, what we're doing, how I'm doing it, you would think, I really want to do that. This is better than going out and get a job. No. That would make too much fucking sense, right? Nope. Youth. Youth is always an issue. You think you know everything, you know shit. You're thinking about the impulsive thing that you want to think about doing right now. No planning for 20 years, 30 years, 40 years in advance. You have the grasshopper mentality and not the ant. Grasshopper hopping around, eating whatever the fuck it wants to eat, wherever it lands. Ain't worried about shit. The whole time, the ants are storing up, getting ready. And that's how my kids have been. So I make them work jobs. I make them. I could remove all that. But what is it doing for me as a father? What is it doing for them as an adult? A guy years ago sent me an email when I was lost in transition as a dad. I made known publicly what I was going to do with my kids. He sends me an email, says, my dad did this to me. And I was lazy and I didn't appreciate shit. And if you do that for your kids, they're going to do the same thing. I told him to go fuck himself and blocked his email. That was a mistake. Because he was right. My oldest son, Cody, lazy. impulsive, gambler, didn't listen, wanted to prove dad wrong, got himself into $40,000 debt, no profits in crypto. And I warned him, he didn't listen. My daughter, train wreck of financial decisions. And it hurts me because I want her to do other things in different directions with her life. And she just doesn't want to listen. She is the epitome of Generation Z. Liberal mindset, fucking everything ass backwards. But what do? She's your daughter, right? You got to take care of her. You got to love her. They have no idea how hard it's going to be. They have no idea how hard it would be if God hadn't given me the increase that I have. And some of you that are just waltzing through, wasting your time. You're wasting your time, not pouring yourself into this, educating yourself, making yourself ready for these things to happen, because they're coming. They're coming, and I might not be hedged with trading. It could be disrupted, folks. How do you not know that some craziness can't happen and things like that get interrupted for a while and you can't earn income that way? It sounds like it's far-fetched, can't happen. Oh, that would never happen. Let's check and see if I'm still connected here. But, I told everybody on Twitter in 2019 that crazy shit was coming. And I got laughed at, ridiculed, and said it's going to be worse than September 11th in 2001. And the whole world went upside down. And I told you won't see the real ramifications until 18 months after. And we're seeing all kinds of shit. And the economy is going to go to shit. And they're trying very, very hard to put things in place where you have to listen or you can't eat. And people like me that have the opinion that I have and the perspective on life, I'm not a complier. And this is the way it is. I'm not telling you not to comply. I'm not telling you to do this or do that. I'm not fucking listening. So there you go. I don't give a fuck, because I don't want to live in a world like that. But for some of you, you think that this world is just like it was in 2018. Nothing's changed because you listen to a TV on your fucking wall that says everything's normal. And Trump's the bad guy and Biden this and Biden that. They're all part of the same shit, man. They're all playing theater and they all have their roles. And they want you to pick a side. So that way you're divided against one another. Just like in the trading industry. That guy's better than this guy. This shit's better than that. If you're not at trading, you make money. That's all that matters. But divisiveness, this tearing at one another, that's going to increase. And if you don't know how to make money, and I'm not claiming that this is the answer to it, because I don't know the answer. I just know that what we're going into, nobody's ready for it. I'm not. Because I have children that did not listen to have their mindsets prepared for it. I told them growing up that this was coming. Before 2019. I told them before 2016. When I told my private mentorship, before I even started mentorship, I was on Twitter telling everybody that Trump was going to get elected and they were using him as a fall guy. Look what's happening. And I don't fucking vote. And I didn't vote for Trump and I won't vote for him if he runs again, because it's all bullshit. It's a selection, not an election. But you guys believe the bullshit. They're erasing the real history and telling you what it should be in their eyes. And you're all eating it up. Running around wearing masks, driving in a car by your fucking selves. If you're not prepared when it gets really hard, and it's coming, do you honestly think we're going to have a real election next year in the United States? Seriously, I don't give a fuck about this Twitter space. They can take this whole fucking account down based on what I'm saying. I don't give a fuck. If you're listening, Elon or whatever, fuck yourselves. Okay, I don't care. This shit is it's culminating into the crescendo. And some of you can't even see it. A lot of you can. That's good. But many of you don't. Like, they're literally using the Constitution as toilet paper. And everybody's just sitting back saying everything's normal. Who's playing today on the weekend games? Y'all coming over for the cookout on Saturday and Sunday? Don't lose sight of that stuff. Don't lose sight of what it is that you're trying to do. You need to be preparing yourself, not to get rich. Some of you might get rich. But your focus should be, I need to make sure my ends meet. And if shit gets scary, where you may lose your job, what happens when they say mask up again? And you can't do this and you can't do that. And it affects your job. I have students that couldn't go to work anymore. They lost their job. Some of them refused to take that in the shoulder and they were denied employment. So don't give me the shit though. Well, that's, that ain't never going to happen. You don't know what's coming. I do. Whole lot of uncomfortable shit. And having lots of money, no job, and being able to trade real good doesn't make me exempt. Because at a click of a button, my money could be gone. Just like that, just like yours, and everything is changed. And it's going to happen suddenly. Suddenly it's going to happen. Boom. And people are going to be in shock. How are we going to make things? How are we going to make things work again? How are we going to get money? How are we going to work? What are we going to do? Listen, folks, they're talking about fucking aliens, okay? UFOs and aliens and bullshit. They're pulling everything out. Okay, all stops. They're being pulled out. And you think they won't do something crazy like sink the global economies? They've already told you it's coming. But you're denying it. You're ignoring it. Look at leadership in every country. Not the circus that we have in America right now. Everywhere. It's all theater. It's like WWF wrestling. Everybody's a fucking villain. A Bond villain, matter of fact. It's hard to trust anything. Hard to trust anyone. It used to be you could trust the police. You could trust your leadership. No. Everything's in question now. Corruption's rampant everywhere. And when it accelerates even more. See, some of these people I listen to that are not traders, they're like homesteaders. I like listening to their views because they've been raising cattle. They've been growing their own crops for a long time. And I'm trying to educate myself how to do that. The last 3 years, I've been trying to do this. And to hear how they think, to hear how they talk to their family members and what they try to prepare for, they don't know anything like we do at the markets. They have no idea. They live simple lives, not to the degree like an Amish person would. But to hear their fear, it's sobering. Because it's different when you have a lot of money and you've been successful for a long time and you feel confident. You just walk out there and pull money out of the thin air in the marketplace, and that's just the way it is when you're able to do what we do. So you don't see things through the lens that the average person would.